My birthday was supposed to be a day of celebration, laughter, and love. I had spent weeks planning a small but elegant gathering with family and close friends, believing that the people I trusted most would be there to make the night special. The decorations sparkled, the cake sat beautifully in the center of the table, and for a moment, everything felt perfect. But life has a way of pulling the ground from beneath you, especially when the betrayal comes from the very people you hold dearest. As the music played softly in the background and everyone gathered around to sing, I felt a sense of gratitude. I looked at my husband, who smiled at me, holding my hand tightly as if to reassure me of his love. My sister, my best friend since childhood, stood nearby with a mischievous grin that I thought was harmless. The candles flickered, I made my wish, and the room erupted in claps and cheers. But within seconds, the joy twisted into something unrecognizable, something dark, something I will never forget. My sister clinked her glass and called for everyone's attention. I assumed she wanted to toast me, maybe share a funny memory or a heartfelt message. Instead, her words sliced through the air like knives. "I have a special announcement to make," she said proudly, placing her hand on her stomach. "I'm pregnant, and the father is," she paused, eyes locking with mine, "your husband." The room fell silent, the kind of silence that screams louder than thunder. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. My heart pounded against my chest, and for a moment, I thought I had misheard her. My husband's face turned pale, sweat forming on his forehead as he avoided my gaze. Whispers began circling the room, friends and family exchanging horrified glances. My world, which had felt so stable just moments ago, collapsed in an instant. I wanted to scream, to cry, to fall apart, but instead I stood frozen. Betrayal from a spouse is unbearable, but betrayal from a sister, the person I grew up with, trusted with every secret, leaned on during every hardship, felt like a wound that would never heal. Yet, as I looked around the room, I realized everyone was waiting for me to break, to fall apart publicly. And in that moment, something inside me shifted. Taking a deep breath, I forced a smile, though my hands trembled. "Since we're making announcements tonight," I said, my voice surprisingly steady, "I suppose it's only fair I make one too." The guests stared, and my sister looked confused, while my husband's expression turned into one of dread. I had been holding on to a secret of my own, one I hadn't intended to share that night, but now seemed like the perfect time. "I already know about their affair," I revealed, turning toward my stunned guests. "I found out months ago. What neither of them realized is that while they were busy betraying me, I was making my own plans. The house they live in. It's in my name. The business he runs. Funded by my inheritance. And the lawyer I've been meeting with. Let's just say by the time this baby is born, neither of them will have a claim to my life, my money, or my future." Gasps filled the room, and suddenly the balance of power shifted. My sister's smug smile faded, replaced by panic. My husband tried to speak, stammering excuses, but no one wanted to hear them. The truth had been laid bare, and now it was their turn to face humiliation. Instead of me being the victim, it was them standing exposed before everyone we knew. I excused myself from the party, walking out with my head held high, though inside my heart still bled. The pain was real, but so was my strength. That night marked not just the end of my marriage and my relationship with my sister, but also the beginning of a new chapter where I no longer allowed betrayal to define me. In the days that followed, I leaned on the friends who truly cared for me, the family members who stood by my side, and the inner strength I didn't even know I had. The divorce was messy, the separation from my sister heartbreaking, but I emerged from the chaos with something far more valuable than their loyalty. I found my own courage, independence, and peace. My birthday had turned into a nightmare, yes. But it also became the night I realized my worth, the night I refused to be broken, and the night I chose to reclaim my life. Sometimes the worst betrayals show us the deepest truths, that we are stronger than the lies, braver than the pain, and deserving of a love that will never come with conditions. And that is the message I carry with me now, that no matter who betrays you, your story doesn't end in heartbreak. It begins again with resilience.